middle-aged woman. I think lost her GPS in the Walmart and could not find her. Didn't know what she was looking for and didn't know where she was going, but knew she had to be in front of me wherever she went. Because whatever aisle I went to, she was right in front of me, going slower than I wanted to go. And whatever section of an aisle, the cans or whatever is on the wall there, she would be blocking that entire section where I wanted to be. Like the candy, the Christmas candy, that kind of stuff. They managed to spread themselves out. They spread wide. It's not just like a person in a shopping cart wide. They like stretch and block, an entire section. And they managed to do this. And so she, I don't know what the word is. She bothered me for several aisles, following me, but ahead of me the whole way. And it seemed like every time I took a turn, there she was again. Until the final meeting, I was behind her, and she was, I guess, doing a 180 in the aisle, lost again. And she looked at me and said, "I don't know where I'm going."
Now, what did you say?
Well, in my head, I did the right thing. And it was, Christmas Eve, and I was just did the smile and the nod. But in my head, I was, disemboweling her, and I wanted to kill her because get out of my way, and you've ruined my life, basically.
You've ruined my life.
Ruined my life because when you're shopping and someone's in your way or thwarting your ability to do what you want to do, it's all about the now, and they've basically destroyed your life. Everything at that point doesn't matter, and right then it's over. So I got rid of her. She went off, and lost somewhere up in the deli section. Then I thought
she went to go get in front of somebody else.
Yeah, she went to bother somebody else. And it's funny because I'm sure I did the same thing, but when it's you doing it, you're important and nobody else matters.
Have you ever tried hitting somebody's cart with your cart?
Oh, no, I haven't done that.
Yeah, I mean, although it's nothing, right? In reality, it's nothing. Right. But holy crap, I
don't even own the cart. But it's an act of aggression. It's like an act of war.
It is. It really is. It's amazing how people take that as like
the look they give you,
an attack on their personage. Yes. Like, okay, next thing we got, the gloves are going off. We're going round and round.
Oh boy. So after I finished up with her, and I thought, okay, I'm going to go over and look at these hams. I'll see what they have, and there's two women in front of the ham section of the meat area, and they've of course spread themselves out to block the entire ham section. This is a good 10-foot section. These women have blocked the entire thing, and they're sitting there discussing.
So are they finger to finger? Like
they're grabbing the hams. They're looking at them. Well, one woman is shopping for ham, and the other woman is just there for support. They've each got a cart, but one's just. It's like a ham shopping coach. And she's telling her, well, you can get that ham.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, my God, just pick up a ham. At this point, it's, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Christmas Eve. There wasn't a whole lot left to choose from for hams. And she's grabbing these hams and looking at them. And it's all the same ham.
In times.
And she's picking up diced pieces of ham and sliced ham and then half hams and whole. And it's all the same. It's all the same ham. Just pick a ham. How much ham do you want? There isn't like 8 different brands of ham. It's one kind of ham, and it's how much ham do you want? And she's looking at this stuff and the other one's just sitting there yapping away in her ear. And so I'm standing there, and I'm kind of make myself kind of known. I don't push my way in there, but I'm obviously standing. I've entered the personal zone. Gone in too close to where it's comfortable, so they'll say, "Oh, excuse me," and they'll back out of the way and let somebody else get a ham who doesn't take forever. But they didn't. They didn't even acknowledge.
They didn't even acknowledge you.
And so I thought, okay, you know what? Fine, because I've dealt with this before. With a few weeks back, I was in a grocery store and I had to get some shredded cheese or something.
So you're like full combat, like grocery shop.
Shopping makes me insane, especially at Christmas time. Shopping makes me insane. I just lose my mind. My wife gets scared with me sometimes because I really some people get claustrophobic, but I get crazy when people get near me.
Uh huh.
And so, well, the other day at the grocery store, I had to get some shredded cheese. And so there was an elderly woman in front of the cheese aisle, blocking the whole thing again. That's what they do. But I give the elderly a break. Okay, so I went around the store, did the rest of my shopping, thinking by the time I get back there, cheese will be all mine. I was gone, and this is no exaggeration, at least 15 minutes going around picking up other stuff. I get back there, and she's still there in front of the cheese.
Why didn't you just hand her a thing of cheese and say, "Go, be free, live your life"?
I don't know, but I was with the elderly. I understand that because as I get older, my faculties are not there anymore. So I get that.
Do you feel them slipping already?
Yeah, I feel things slipping. Yeah, definitely. But back to the ham ladies. So they were there. So I did the same thing. I think, well, I'll go back down here, and there's something else I need to get. So I'll get that, and I'll come back. And I come back, and the coach has moved on. So now it's just the ham purchaser, the potential ham purchaser.
The potential.
Yes, having the potential to buy one of these hams that weren't even good hams. They were. And the other one is yapping in her ear, before she's going, well, I usually buy the spiral sliced ones because it just makes it easier because it's already sliced. And she's like explaining this to her. I'm like, oh my god, these women are like in their 50s. It's like they've never seen a ham before. It's like somebody just launched them to a new planet, and they're looking at some
new meat product,
new meat they've never seen before. And I've probably become visibly irate. And so at this point, I've come back, and the coach is gone, so it's just the quarterback's there in the field with the ham, and she just does not know what to do. And so I wait, and then I kind of just, cause since the coach is gone, I've kind of squeezed in beside her. I just kind of moved in there, and which raised my anger level even higher because now I've realized that this is just crappy, gross ham that nobody would even want. That's why it's left here.
That's why it's still there.
Yeah, that's why it's here. I said, you know what, I can just go to the regular grocery store on my way home and get a nice honey baked ham, because I know they have a whole refrigerator section of the actual, the brand, the honey baked ham brand. So I booked it out of there, and
so no violence.
No violence, but a lot of frustration. Well, I do have a bit of a record. I'm sure I'm probably on film at a Wal-mart where right before I moved, when I was in Connecticut, I wanted to mow the lawn. I moved from one house to another. I wanted to mow the lawn before I moved out. So I went to mow the lawn, and the lawnmower would not start. And I must have pulled that thing 800 times. It would not start. And then,
like the last day, the last time you would ever.
The last time I'd ever. Yes. And so I pull it, and the rope breaks.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Oh, my God. I launched that lawnmower across the yard. I was so pissed off at it. So my blood is boiling, right? I'm already set, because now I'm going to have to spend, $100 and whatever bucks on a lawnmower. So I don't even want to mow the lawn, but I got to get this done. So I jump in the car, I go to Walmart, right? And I pick out the cheapest lawnmower they got, whatever it is, $129, whatever it was.
Wait, did you consider calling a service?
No, I just wanted to mow the lawn. It wasn't that big. I mean, I'd need the lawnmower at the new house.
Yeah.
But it was just the timing and everything. It was just
right. Gotcha.
And I was losing my mind at this point. And I guess my daughter was watching this take place. She said she'd never been so frightened watching me.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't get angry, but this lawnmower was just. So I went to Walmart, and when I go into a store, I like to get in and out and go. I don't want to dilly-dally or anything. So I go into the, Walmart's got the lawn and garden center, whatever it's called, on the side. Went in there, I got a shopping cart, I loaded up the lawnmower in it. It was in a box, stuck it in the shopping cart, and I went and got in the garden center line. And that's when it was like the cliff. That's where it just jumped off the cliff there, because the line was probably 5 or 6 people deep already. And this is the garden center.
Right.
And the cashier there's the greeter person for the garden center. They're just standing there doing nothing. Waste of time. There's another person standing around doing nothing. And then there's the one cashier that's open, who's trying to be politically correct about this, not firing on all cylinders. It's very slow. And so somebody brought up a product, of course, that didn't have a price or it wouldn't beep or whatever. And so they just kind of stand there and they all kind of look at each other. And I'm just going nuts because I just want to go back and mow this lawn.
Right, because society, if society didn't have price tags or barcodes, it would all come to a grinding halt because the drones who
and rather than, and I understand sometimes the pricing that wasn't the problem. The problem was that this moron cashier couldn't pick up a phone and call for a price check or do anything else. They just kind of stood there looking around. The other moron that wasn't doing anything didn't bother to open up the other register. Nobody didn't. They just kind of all stood around looking at each other and kind of, I don't know what to do. And so I said, so I booked it over into the regular part of Walmart with my lawnmower on the cart and try to find it open. And they've got like 2 lines in Walmart open. And the line was all the way. So you're like, you got that main aisle when you come into Walmart where the cashiers are, and then the store, and so you got the main aisle where people walking. The lines were across that, and I was just, when someone's just losing their mind and they start shaking and you can see their patience is gone. So I took that or shopping cart and I just whipped it as hard as I could right into the middle of the store, just pushed it and walked out.
Awesome! You should have screamed, "I've had enough!"
I was so mad. I was just,
That's great.
And I just pushed it right. So somewhere, I'm sure someone was wondering why there's a lawnmower in the middle of the Walmart, smashed into something. I just walked out of the store.
Yeah, it's probably, with my experience with Walmart, it's probably still there. Based on my experience, it's probably still.
And so I think I ended up going to. Maybe I didn't even mow the lawn. I don't remember. I may have gone to Home Depot and picked up a lawnmower. I don't remember, but I think after I pushed that lawnmower, just slammed it into an aisle or something, I think everything just kind of went black. And it was
just the time to start.
That's why I don't.
Look up you.
Yeah, it's not.
Your clothes were all in shreds, and you were like laying down behind the dumpster.
Yes, there's a reporter
because you had hulked out.
The reporter from the Chicago Tribune hounding me for a story.
He wanted to know what happened in there.
I don't know. I'm not David.
I don't know. Why don't you leave me alone?
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist who was exposed to gamma radiation.
And then the sad.
Ironically.
Yeah, the sad. Music
I am a.
Sad music starts, and you see me hitchhiking down the road to my next locale. It's Christmas shopping in general, and Christmas shopping. It just makes me irate, and I lose my mind. That's why the internet is really where I like to do things. And so when the computer messes with me, that's like my last ditch effort. And if I can't,
it's your refuge. It's
my refuge. It's
your safety.
Nobody can crowd me. It's amazing all the years I spent on submarines. Yet I can't stand to be crowded in a store. I don't like people near me, and
I would think that would be all the more reason why. Because you were forced to in a submarine. You didn't have a choice.
But I didn't go nuts. But in a store where I know I can leave at any time or like that, it just makes me nuts.
Hey, speaking of the Navy, so did you see that?
I'm in a bad mood, huh?
Right. Yeah. Now that you're all hot and sweaty and like,
I get all worked up. I really do.
It sounded like it, dude. You could hear it in your voice. You probably.
I get so frustrated. It's just.
Dude, you gotta start letting some of that rage out, man. That's gonna eat you alive.
I'm afraid I'll get arrested or something because I think once I have that switch, once that thing clicks, I don't have a throttle. It's just full open, and I just
You think it's just going to go off the rails?
Because a lot of people think, well, I just want to punch this guy, but I don't go to that point. I go from I'm very calm to I want to dismember him, cut him up in pieces, and
put him in a dumpster.
Yeah, I go Ted Bundy on him right away.
Oh, that's funny.
Try to keep it under control.
My friend Eric, there's this guy. He at work, he had an encounter with in training. And this guy is